Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel KS Academy One Step to Success. You can join us on Facebook also. Today's topic is source of energy and we are going to discuss in this topic biomasses. This presentation was made by Dr. Prerna Bhautik, Assistant Professor at All India Sri Shivaji Memorial Society College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, Pune. Biomass energy. Biomass energy is a good resource of energy. And what is good resource of energy and what are the various resources of the energy? Those are already discussed in previous part. So let us start with the biomass. Biomass include wood, agriculture waste, crop residue and cow dung. Biomass contain basically the chemical energy in the form of carbon compound. Dry biomass like wood is a oldest source of heat energy which still widely used in a fuel for a domestic purpose. Actually, the biomass is another form in which solar energy manifests itself. This is because all the plant and trees which are provide biomass like wood use sun energy to grow. Even animal waste like cow dung are given by the cattle who grew by the consuming the plant, food made with the help of sunlight energy. Since the fuel like wood, agriculture waste and cow dung are all plant and animal products, so they are called as a biomass or biofuel. Please note that biomass is a renewable source of energy because it is obtained from the plant or animal which can be produced again and again. Forest resources play an important role in an economy of any country because it provides maximum amount of wood, shelter, or we can say that the food to human being also and animal also. It is highly complex changing environment made up of a living and non-living thing. Forests vary a great deal in composition and density and are distinct from made down and pasture. Forests provide fuel, wood, timber, wildlife habitat, industrial forest product, climate regulation, medicinal plant, etc. The indirect benefit from the forest are conservation of soil, because we all know that soil is required to grow any plant in the presence of sunlight, so it is a main component which provide the nutrient to the plant. Soil improvement, reduction of atmospheric pollution, because whenever the plants are grow or whenever the any plants are grow, so it provides the oxygen to us or it balance the oxygen level or CO2 level in the atmosphere. Control the climate by maintaining the CO2, control the water flow, because we all know that all the plants have a root and their root holds the water to the into the soil. And recreation and tourism, this is the one most all benefits from the indirect benefits we can say that from the forest. Another benefits from the forests are shelter. Mouse, fern, insect, bird, reptiles, mammals and microorganisms are provided shelter by the forest. Paper, wood and bamboo pulp are used for the manufacturing of paper, and for the manufacturing of paper wood is most important component for the for that. Newsprint, stationery, packaging paper, stationery paper, whatever the papers are required, so this paper are manufactured by the wood and wood is supplied by the forest. Rayon, bamboo and wood are used in the manufacture of the rayon, urns, artificial silk forms. These are all obtained from the forest. Forest product, tannin, gums, drugs, species, insecticides, wax, honey, horns, musk. These are the another components or another benefits obtained from the forest. Overexploitation of the forest are increasing the agriculture production which are used for the agriculture products or for agriculture purpose, increasing the agriculture activity, increasing the demand of wood resource, because we know that wood is also a resource for the energy. Deforestation. Deforestation means the cutting down the trees or continuously cutting down the trees from the forest. It means that the deforestation, and we can say that the depletion of forest. Causes of deforestation: developments of projects, destruction of the forest area, mining operations, raw material for the industries, fuel requirement, shifting cultivation, forest fire, overgrazing. Impact of the deforestation: economic losses, loss of biodiversity, destruct the habitats of the various species, reduction in stream flow, increase the rate of global warming, because we know all know that if there is no tree, so increasing the level of CO2 in the atmosphere, due to the increasing of CO2, the global warming increases. Disruption of weather pattern and global climate, degradation of soil and acceleration of the rate of the soil erosion, induce the acceleration mass movement, landslides, increase the flood frequency magnitude, break the water cycle, breaks the nutrient cycle also. Effect of timber extraction. The poor logging result in the degradation forest. Floods may be intensified by cutting the trees or upstream watersheds. Loss of biodiversity, climatic change such as less rain, new logging roads permit shifting cultivators to gain access to logs area and cut the remaining trees. Exploitation of tribal people by the contractors. Due to the improvement in the technology for using the conventional source of energy, wood can be converted into much better fuel called as charcoal. Charcoal can be prepared from wood as follows. When wood is burned in a limited supply of air, then water and another volatile material present in it get removed, and black substance charcoal is left behind. Thus, wood minus volatile material is charcoal. Charcoal is mainly carbon. Charcoal is mainly used as a fuel for the domestic purpose. Charcoal is better fuel than wood because of the following reasons. Charcoal has a higher calorific value than wood. That is, charcoal produces more heat on burning than an equal mass of the wood. For example, the calorific value, heat producing value of charcoal is higher, being about 33 kJ per gram, whereas that of wood is low, being only 17 kJ per gram. Any other fuels have a calorific value. Those are already discussed in previous part. Charcoal does not produce smoke while burning, whereas wood produces a lot of smoke on the burning and pollutant the air. Charcoal is a compact fuel which is easy to handle and convenient to use. Preventive measures on conservation of forest resources. New plant of more or less of the same variety should be planted to replace the tree cut down. Use of wood for fuel should be discouraged. Put public interest and involvement of local people for forest conservation. Apply SFM, Sustainable Forest Management Approach. Develop new way of measuring the forest. Education and awareness program must be conducted. Strict implementation of Law of Forest Conservation Act. Reconcile conflict between environmentalists, government official and local communities. The case of cow dung and biogas. Cow dung is a biomass. It is also known as cattle dung or animal dung or just dung. Cow dung is an excreta of cattle such as cow and buffaloes, etc. Cow dung is usually semi-solid. In our village, dry cow dung cakes have been traditionally used as a fuel for a cooking food. When cow dung cakes are burnt, they produce heat. This heat is used for the cooking food, etc. It is, however, not good to burn cow dung directly as a fuel because of the following reason. or we can say that the following disadvantage. Cow dung contains important elements like nitrogen and phosphorus called as nutrient, which are required by the soil to support the crops. So burning of dung is the form of dung cakes destroy the useful nutrient which can otherwise be used as a manure in agriculture. Dung cakes produce a lot of smoke on burning which causes the air pollution. Dung cakes do not burn completely, they produce a lot of ash in a residue. Dung cakes have a low calorific value, low heat producing value. Since there are many disadvantages in using the cow dung as a fuel directly, it is better to prepare biogas or gobar gas from cow dung. And this can be then used as a smokeless fuel. After extracting the biogas, the spent cow dung can be used as a manure because it still contains the nutrient element. Those are the phosphorus and nitrogen, which were present in it initially. Only the organic matter of cow dung is decomposed and converted into biogas. The another element like nitrogen and phosphorus are remains as it is in that previous composition or cow dung. In this way, the nutrient like nitrogen and phosphorus can be returned to the soil in the form of manure. In this way, cow dung gives the double advantage to us. First one is it will produce a good fuel or smokeless fuel, that is biogas. And another advantage is the spent cow dung is used as a manure in agriculture field. Before we discussing biogas in detail, it will be good to know the meaning of the term anaerobic degradation. The decomposition which takes place in the absence of oxygen and in presence of microorganisms, that is called as anaerobic degradation. Anaerobic degradation is carried out by means of microorganisms called as anaerobic bacteria, which does not require oxygen to decompose complex organic compounds like those present in a cow dung. Let us discuss the biogas now. Biogas is not a single gas. It is a mixture of gases. Biogas is a mixture of methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen and hydrogen sulfide. The major constituent of biogas is methane, which is an extremely good fuel. In fact, the biogas contains up to 75% of methane gas, which makes it an excellent fuel because it produced by the anaerobic degradation of animal waste like cow dung or plant waste in the presence of water. This degradation is carried out by the anaerobic microorganisms called as anaerobic bacteria in the presence of water but in the absence of oxygen. Cow dung and plant waste contain a lot of complex carbon compounds like carbohydrates, proteins and fats. The anaerobic bacteria degrade this component. We can call it as decompose this carbon compound to form a methane gas, which is the main constituent of the biogas. Some other gases like carbon dioxide, hydrogen and hydrogen sulfides are also formed. Cow dung is known as gobar in Hindi. Since biogas is prepared mainly from cow dung, so biogas is purely known as gobar gas in our villages. We will now describe the biogas plant, which is also known as gobar gas plant. Biogas plant. So in this picture, we can see the cross-sectional area or we can see the cross-sectional diagram of the biogas plant. This one is the initial or we can say that the storage tank for the cow dung. Here the mixture of water and cow dung is collected and this is the inlet pipe. This is the digester tank. The main process is carried out in the digester tank or we can also call it as the anaerobic digester. This is the outlet pipe from which the outlet manure or decomposed manure is coming out. This is the overflow tank or we can say that the manure are collected in this tank. This dome-like structure is called as gas storage tank. This is the wall provided for the outlet of biogas. Mainly the biogas is collected in the dome-like structure. Because of the low density, it will flow upward direction and stored in the dome-like structure, that is the gas storage tank. In this the tank, the biogas is stored, and from this valve the gas is supplied to the direct to the kitchen. Please note that through mostly we use cow dung in a biogas plant, but human excreta can also be added among with cow dung in a biogas plant. Agriculture waste, vegetable waste, poultry dropping and paper scrap can also be used in a producing biogas. In some of the cities of our country, we have sewage gas plant. Sewage is the dirt drain water containing human excreta. Biogas can also be obtained by action of anaerobic bacteria on domestic sewage in the absence of air. The biogas obtained from the degradation of domestic sewage is called as the sewage gas. So, at many places in our country, domestic sewage is digested in a large sewage gas plant to produce a biogas as well as manure. The large-scale utilization of bio-waste and sewage material for the producing biogas can provide a safe and efficient method of waste disposal besides supplying the energy and manure. The important use of biogas are given below. The biogas is used as a fuel for cooking food. When biogas is burned in a gas stove, it produces a lot of heat. This heat is used for the cooking food and for another domestic heating purpose. Biogas is a good domestic fuel because of the following reason. Biogas burned without smoke and hence does not cause air pollution. Biogas has a high calorific value that is because biogas produces a large amount of heat per unit mass. Biogas burned completely without leaving behind any residue, unlike wood, charcoal or coal. So it is a clean fuel. There is no storage problem for the biogas as it is supplied by the pipe directly from the gas plant. Biogas is cheaper than most common fuels. Biogas is also used for the lighting. Biogas is used as a fuel to run engine at many places. The engine of water pumping set up for the irrigation are run as on biogas instead of diesel. Biogas is used for the generating electricity. Biogas is a renewable source of energy. Since the India has a large population of cattle and another farm animals called as livestock to provide the animal dung, therefore the biogas can become a steady source of energy in our rural area. Before we end this discussion on biomass or the source of energy, we would like to compare the biomass and the hydroelectricity as source of energy. Biomass is a renewable source of energy and hydroelectricity is also the renewable source of energy. Thus, use of biomass by burning causes air pollution, but the use of hydroelectricity does not cause any pollution. Biomass gives the heat energy which can be used for the cooking and heating only. On another hand, hydroelectricity can run all the type of electric appliance. Biomass energy can be obtained without using any special device, but hydroelectricity can be produced only by the established hydropower plant. So here we completed this topic, biomass as a renewable source of energy. Thank you for listening our lecture. If you have any queries and suggestions, put it on comment box. We can immediately reply on it. Before moving further, do not forget like, subscribe and share our channel.